back from the dead.
Hey guys, Frozen Nexus here. I know I said I was done with builds, but I actually thought I might as well bring you my glass cannon build because it's the one I've had the most fun with and it complements my playstyle perfectly. And before you comment, oh my god, only 170k DPS with your vector, yeah, that number's broken. I can go ahead and throw on a bunch of modifications that increase my accuracy and stability and get that number well into the 250,000s, and I've actually done it before, but your gun does not do 250,000 damage per second. Go watch my video on how to calculate true DPS, and then you can figure out the stats that actually boost your DPS. If you comment saying, oh, you have no DPS, this isn't a glass cannon build, I'm going to ignore you. And regardless, let's get right into it. Armor is not something I'm going to go over. It's just get the best stuff you can. Primarily focus firearms and stamina. I have firearms on everything, and then I put some stamina mods on a few things, just to buff up my stamina, because, you don't want to be too low health to the point where you can't really even play, but you don't want to be focusing stamina to where it's lowering your DPS. Alright, first off, personally, weapons don't really matter. I mean, they do in a sense, but it's more on your play style. I personally chose the M1A that I have here. Where is it? Why couldn't it select? There we go. It has 51.1k base damage. It's really good. I really like it, but the gun that I end up using the most, obviously, is the Vector, because it's extremely overpowered. The 13.3k damage. And the headshot damage is increased by 24% with Brutal, which is awesome, and then Sustained, which is good too. Yeah, not much else to say on that. The one thing I do want to comment on, though, is that things like this magazine that give increased base weapon damage, those are extremely, very fucking awesome for glass cannon builds. The other thing that you really need to focus on as a glass cannon is where you need to go down to survivability and armor. I have 61.2% weapon damage mitigation. That is out of a max of 65%, so I'm out close to maxing out my armor. It's not too hard. Most people are between 60 and 65%, but you definitely, if you're playing glass cannon, you definitely need a lot of armor. That's not really a thing that you can skip out on. Alright, so let's get right into the skills, because that's what these guides are primarily about, not the gear. As a glass cannon, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, so I went with 2 heals. These life support, because I found that even though any support station will revive you, even if you have the other mods on, the life support will save you more often than not, because sometimes I throw my support station in an area where I can't get to try and protect it from being killed while in the dark zone, as well as the first aid mod, which I have on overdose, because it heals more and you have a very low skill power, so that increased healing really helps out. I have nothing, if you go ahead and look at my gear, I have nothing increasing my skill power, so I definitely, I need the overdose mod on this to make it effective. And Survivor Link, because currently in the game's build, this is, hands down the best, T, or I don't know what to call it other than the T, or special ability, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. It's the best, at least to me, 80% damage resistance and 30% movement speed increased. If I pop this, and even if you pop Tactical Link, I will still outlive you before, longer than your Tactical Link will last. And Recovery Link, that's awesome as a medic build if your entire team gets down, but at the same time, if you just pop on Survivor Link, you can probably prevent them from getting down in the first place. So while that is primarily an opinion, I still do think Survivor Link is the best talent, or I don't know what to call it, sorry guys. Alright, and the talents, I have Adrenaline, use a medkit when on at full health to receive an overheal. As a glass cannon, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, you're not going to be taking a lot of damage, that's what you want to avoid, but you will need the extra health. The overheal will save your ass more than you think. Use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. Let's face it, you're going to be getting to low health a lot. This is a glass cannon build. The whole thing about glass is that it shatters, and one sniper shot will knock you down to 1 bar of health. So if you hit your medkit, then you have a 40% damage resist, which is awesome. The cover to cover move to increase weapon damage by 2% per meter covered for 10 seconds. Obviously, increasing weapon damage as a glass cannon. Not much needs to be said there. and precision headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. Personally, I like this because I use a sniper, and a lot of the named enemies don't go down in one shot like you would hope they would. But if you're not using a sniper, I would highly recommend going with evasive action. It reduces, or during a cover-to-cover move, your incoming damage is reduced by 30%. That will help you out a lot. And also, where is it? I mean, on the move isn't bad either because you will be killing hostiles on the move. It's not too hard to do that. And I'm sorry that I don't have this stuff planned out too far in advance. I did, but I'm just incredibly stupid and can't find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, use a medkit near allies to heal your group members within 20 meters by 40%. I mean, you may be wondering why I use that on glass cannon build, but in the dark zone, it really just helps out you and your team a lot. There's no reason that you shouldn't help out your team. So yeah, other than that, there's not much else to say about this. Perks are all static, obviously. And again, I'm just going to reiterate, sorry if this bothers you. Weapons and gear is all your choice. Use the stuff you're best with. Just try and max out your armor. And also, when you're building this, do not look at that DPS number. That number is so broken. If you have, see on my vector, where is the accuracy? It is, because it has about a, I want to say that's like 40 out of 100, that's still assume, like, the accuracy is 40 out of 100. So in this DPS calculation, it's assuming I'm going to hit 40 out of 100 headshots, which just isn't true. Like, you won't be hitting 40 out of 100 headshots, sorry. Like, I mean, sure, it's possible and doable, but honestly, with an SMG, you're going to be getting mainly body shots at crit, so yeah, you need to actually calculate your damage yourself. And honestly, if you just want a real indication, just look at the base damage. This is how much damage you do per shot. That number is way more significant than secondary, or well, the DPS stat up there. Other than that, I don't have much else to say, so hope you guys are having a great time, and hope you enjoyed the video, and peace out.
Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now we're back from the dead.